Hey everyone! For those of you who know you're in a state of transition and looking for clarity or confirmation on what this transition might include, big transitions typically require us to make big changes. First and foremost, changes to any rigid mindsets or philosophies that we've allowed to steer us into brick walls or guide us into circles. As we enter this period of transition, I'm encouraging you all to please take an account of your major philosophies, your tendencies, your culture of conducting yourself, the culture you've either consciously or subconsciously created for yourself over time when it comes to making decisions on the company you keep, on the standards you set for yourself, and on expanding your personal goals, not only for your benefit, but for the benefit of everyone who deals with you, for anyone who even encounters you. Transition shouldn't just change everything around you. It should first be rooted from a change in you, and all other changes stem from that. We're all asking God to grant us a miraculous transition in accordance with our works. So when people experience you, let it convince them to make that same deal with God, a commitment to be changed, to have change. For example, some of us may be too complacent about our shortcomings when these very shortcomings may include important issues that stunt our growth and may also be something that can easily be improved on and drastically increase our quality and value to the world. One of the most common complacencies many of us have are the goals we set for ourselves. For example, insert your dream job for the job you actually have now in this next example. Maybe you wanted to be an engineer or an inventor, but you settled for a sales job because you had to support yourself and you didn't have the time or resources to pursue what you really wanted to do. But if you take the time to sit back and think about it now, and you look into what it'll take, or reach out to someone who's done it, you'll start to realize you could likely still pull this off. In fact, you could definitely still pull this off. The Bible says, "Them that believe will do even greater works than Christ." It'll take time. But life is time. We choose how we spend our life, what we believe in, what we live for, and we have to be intentional about what we do with our life to have what we want out of it. Some of us are too complacent about our company. We continue to entertain friendships that keep us in bad habits, killing time instead of building something with our time, like learning or developing a goal. Many of us even keep quote-unquote friendships that bring us down or put us down. And then we slowly begin to believe the misleading comments or jabs we're being fed about our capacity, about our quality. But if you take the time to sit back and think about it, this person is wrong about you. This person has been keeping you suppressed under the same glass ceiling they've created for themselves. They just want you to think the same way they do. But you know you have a completely different way of thinking, of operating. If you would be alone with yourself long enough, you would discover that you're different in the way that you think and who you are. And you may not have anything in common with these people except your past. Maybe it's just where you came from. But you know that doesn't have to impact how far you can go, or who you can be, or even who you currently are. You're an optimist, and that's the first quality to getting further. That's the first quality to this transition. This particular shortcoming can be particularly dangerous when picking a partner. You always pictured yourself in a faithful, supportive, fruitful relationship with a loyal, loving, trustworthy, and intelligent person you would grow with. But you've come to realize that you're not growing, building, or developing in any way with this person. In fact, they're cutting who you are in half. They make you smaller. They take and don't give. But do you fear being alone so badly that you would stick beside someone sitting in quicksand over standing alone on dry ground? A transition into something bigger inevitably includes a transition out of something smaller. The transition is never easy, but always worth it. The transition is also imperative in allowing us to sustain what we're moving into. This is how we'll build the muscle to carry on the load. Many are called, but few are chosen. I hope you choose the path less taken and faithfully make the caterpillar's transition and crawl out of what's small to fly into what's new. A new you. There will be that tight period of incubation in that cocoon, but that's only to form your wings, and you'll go from crawling to flying. So let's all work on cutting the complacencies in our life. I know punctuality is a big one for me personally that I'm committed to correcting, and I hope you'll all take the time to sit back and think about the things you want to upgrade in your life and what it's going to take to accomplish that. You might have to trade something bad to get something good. I hope this message brings the clarity or confirmation you may be looking for. If you find my channel helpful, I hope you'll subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a message. I post daily, so feel free to stay tuned in. In the meantime, keep your heads up, stay prayed up. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.